Hello, friends. Laura Winslow here to share with you Seated Joint Freeing Series practice. So this is a practice that can be done sitting in a chair, or you can get down on the floor and do it if that would be your preference. It's a wonderful tool for allowing us to mobilize the joints and provide flexibility and nutrients in the form of synovial fluid to the joints. And it also allows us to strengthen and stretch all the muscles that surround each joint. So we're going to move very mindfully, linking our movements with the breath. And I invite you to really bring your awareness to sensation in whichever body part that we're working, and just notice what you feel there. And if there's any restrictions, pain, discomfort, injuries, you can make the movements as minute as you need to, or even just visualize doing them. So we'll just take a moment to get centered. I invite you to close your eyes and allow yourself to just settle into your seat. Let your mind have permission to come to rest. And just notice your breath, a few long, calm breaths, inhaling deeply and exhaling completely. And then come back into the room and let's begin with the toes. So I have some blocks under my feet. I have shorter legs, so it takes a little bit of elevation to get my knees to hip height, which is where ideally we want them to be. So you may or may not need to elevate your feet. If you do, you can use books. So just find your comfortable seat here and just begin to bring awareness to your toes, which you now have hanging off of the edge of your blocks or books. And we're going to take a breath in. We're going to lift and spread the toes apart, as wide apart as they can. And then exhale and curl the toes over. Just squeeze them over as much as they'll go. Again, be mindful about any pain or discomfort. Inhaling and stretch. Spread the toes wide, exhaling and curl. And again, lifting, making space between the toes, breathing in and breathing out and curling the toes over. And twice more at your pace. And when you complete, just give the toes a gentle little wiggle and feel sensations in the toes as a result of your movements. And now we'll move into the ankle joint. So you're going to bring your feet a little bit forward of the block. And we're going to inhale and lift the tops of the feet up towards the shin bone. This is going to stretch that calf muscle. And then we're going to exhale and we're going to point the toes down toward the floor, lifting the heels. And inhale, tops of the feet come up toward the shin bones. And exhale, tops of the feet stretch long. And breathe in and lift and feel that stretch in the calf muscle as the front of the shins are working. And exhale and point and feel that stretch of the shins as the calf muscle is working. And again, up. And exhale and lower. And last one. And point. And then bring the feet back up on top of the blocks or flat down on the floor if you're not using any elevation. So now we're going to work the inside and outside edges of the feet. And I want you to be mindful about keeping the knees quiet so that we're not moving the knees out and in, but we're focusing the movement at the ankles. So the knees will move, the legs will move slightly, but we want to try to be mindful to keep that to a minimum. So we're going to inhale and lift the inside edges of the feet off of the blocks. And exhale and lower and lift the outside edges of the feet. And inhale and lift. And exhale and outside. Inhale, lift the inside. Exhale, lift the outside. 2 more times at your pace. And then let's take both feet out in front, and you'll lift them slightly off the floor, and we're going to rotate both feet in a circle going in the same direction at the same time. And you may notice a little snap, crackle popping at the ankles. That's normal. And sometimes the brain is a little challenged by this movement, but usually once we get it going, then we can just easily do it, but the initial movement might be a little bit challenging. So we're going in the opposite direction as you see. And then just kind of shake the feet and feel the movement, the energy created in the toes and the ankles. So now we're going to be working with the knees. The knees are a hinge joint. They just bend and straighten. So I'm going to mirror you on this. So you can start with your right leg, and you're going to just gently clasp the hands under the thigh. And then you're going to, alternatively, if you wanted to, you could use a towel just to support the leg. Inhale, and we're going to straighten that knee forward. Don't lock it, just bring it straight. And then exhale and bend it back. Inhale and extend. Exhale and bend. So I want you to notice here the muscles at work as you straighten the knee, the quad, the top of the thigh has to work. And as you bend the knee, then the hamstring behind the thigh is working. And 2 more times, inhaling as you bring it out. And exhaling as you bring it back. Last one. And lower. And other side. Inhaling and straighten the leg. Try not to push that knee backwards. Exhale and bend. Some of us have the tendency to hyperextend through the knees. We want to keep the knees relatively soft, just straightening, feeling this quad muscle as we straighten and the hamstring as we bend. And again. And bring it back. And twice more. And then just rub the thighs down a little bit. And then come forward to the front edge of your chair, and you're just going to let the legs stretch out with the toes pointing upwards. So now we're going to work with the hip joint a little bit. We'll externally rotate by turning the toe toward the floor, open the leg out, and then we'll internally rotate by bringing the big toe in, and we'll release that buttock from the chair as we bring the leg back and sit back down. So we'll do, each side we'll do 5 repetitions before we change. So rather than alternate, we'll start with your right leg. Inhale, right little toe comes to the floor and slide the leg open. Exhale, lean over, release the buttock, bring the big toe in, bring it back to the starting position, and sit back down. Inhale, right little toe out, slide the leg open. Exhale, right big toe in, draw it back, and sit. Inhale, little toe out and open. Exhale, big toe in, draw it back, and sit. 2 more times, little toe out and open. Big toe in, and sit back down. Last one, little toe out and open. And exhaling, big toe in, bring it back and sit. And then other side. Inhale, left little toe goes toward the floor and we slide the leg out. Exhale, big toe comes in, draw it back and sit back down. Hold on to the chair, use the chair for support. Left little toe out and slide the leg open. Left big toe in, draw it back and sit. And again, out and open. In and close and sit. 2 more times. Little toe out and open. Big toe in, draw it back and sit. And last one, out and open. Big toe in, draw it back and sit. And then just let the legs go out and in and out and in. And then we'll come to face sideways on our chair so that we can, and hold on to the back of the chair so that we can lift that leg up to work the hip flexor and then bring it back to extend. And inhale, rise it up. And exhale and lift. Inhale, bring it to the chest. Exhale, reach it back and lift. Just enough till you feel the glute fire. Inhale and rise it up. Exhale, back and lift. One more time, up and back and lift. And then other side. Inhale, leg comes to the chest. Exhale, leg reaches back and lift it up. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, lean forward and lift. Feel that glute muscle fire. 3 more, up. And back. Inhaling up. Exhaling, lift. Last one, up. And bring it back and lift. Good. And so we'll stay seated sideways here to work through the spine. So the spine has 6 movements, and they are forward bending, backward bending, turning to the right, turning to the left, bending to the right, and bending to the left. So we want to create a mobility in all of those directions. So we're going to start with the forward and back. So on this one, I want you to be very mindful about your low back, not to overarch in your low back. So think about keeping your low ribs kind of knitted down and in. So the hands can be on the thighs, and you can bring your blocks over to keep the legs supported. Palms on the thighs. So I want you to focus when we do the forward bend on rounding through the upper back rather than collapsing at the waist. So we want to keep the bend focused in this section of the spine. So we're going to inhale and arch the back, keeping the arch mostly in the upper back, drawing the chest forward, shoulders back, chin slightly up. Exhale and round in the upper back. And you can let your body even fall back a little bit against the hands against the knees for support. Chin comes forward. Inhale, arch. Exhale and round. So this is a seated version of cat-cow, which is a very commonly used yoga practice. That's usually done on the floor. It's a great thing to do after gardening. Inhale and arch. Exhale and round. And one more time, arch. And round. And then rise back up and face front again. So now we'll do some side bending. So let's take the hands to the heart center. And inhale, reach the right arm up and the left arm down as you side bend toward the floor. And exhale, hands back to the heart. Inhale, left arm up and right arm down. And exhale, back to the heart. Now, if the movement of the arms makes this too difficult, you can just side bend the body without moving the arms and make it small if you need to. Just be mindful. So notice that there's no rotation happening here. It's a bend at the side of the body, bringing the rib cage closer to the top of the pelvis. And reach up. Now, if you have shoulder issues, you can also just keep the elbow bent at shoulder height, or keep the arms out of it completely. And it would look like that. And then come back to center. And just take a moment to take the top part of your fists and rub up and down the back of your back, either side of the spine. Feel those muscles, soften them a little bit. And then we'll move on to the rotation. So on this one, we're just going to kind of float from side to side. So taking a deep breath in and exhale, bringing left hand to right knee. Inhale back to center. Exhale, right hand to left knee. And inhaling to the midline, exhaling, looking over the right shoulder. And back to center. And looking left with the out breath. Don't force, only go as far as you comfortably can. And then come back to midline. And now we'll move into the upper body. But before we do that, I want you to close your eyes for a moment and feel the effects of your practice. Feel the sensation in your toes, your ankles, your knees, your hips, and the spine. Feel the effects of your movements. And then let's focus on the hands. Taking the hands out in front with the fingertips pointed toward the sky. We're going to take a deep breath in and we're going to spread the fingers wide apart, just like we did with the toes. And exhale and close the hand into a gentle fist. Inhale, stretch them out. And exhale and squeeze. Inhale. Exhale, gentle. Closing of the fist 2 more times. Breathe it out. Exhale it back in. And last one. Really stretch the palms and close the fist gently. And now we'll bring the arms out in front and inhale. Fingertips come up toward the ceiling. And exhale and fingertips point down toward the floor. Inhaling up. Exhaling, lower. Keep the elbows soft, shoulders away from the ears and up. And exhale and down. 2 more times. Up. And lower. And again. And point. Good. And then let's bring the little bone at the outside edge of our palms of our hands together, and then we're going to let the hands be right up here about chest height. And so we're going to stretch the outside edges of the wrists now. Inhale and bring your thumbs towards one another as you let the palms face toward the ceiling. And exhale and turn the middle and ring finger to touch as the palms face up. Inhale. drawing wrists and thumbs together. Exhaling, middle finger and ring finger. And breathe it in as you bring the thumbs back to point towards you, and out as the middle and ring finger touch. And let's do that 2 more times. Let your breath be long and slow and calm. And then make a gentle fist, and we're going to rotate both wrists in the same direction at the same time. Again, this is a little bit of a right-left brain challenge activity. So if you find it feels a little bit difficult at first, that is normal. So just try to focus and let it be mind over matter. And then just rotate your hands as if you're opening and closing a doorknob, and let the hands just shake loose. Now we'll move into the elbow. You're going to bring the palms up towards the shoulder, so they won't probably touch the shoulder, but just facing the shoulder, and lift the elbows up. But try not to take the shoulders with it. So bring those shoulders down and away from the ears, and even down a little bit and back, so that the muscles in between the shoulder blades are working. And we're going to inhale and straighten the elbow. So this is tricep, the muscle at the back of the upper arm working now. Bicep stretches. Exhale and bend for the bicep curl. And inhaling and straighten the elbows forward. Exhaling and bend. Keep those shoulder blades down and back, and straighten and bend. And one more time, straighten and bend. And now, keeping the fingers pointing toward the shoulders, you're going to inhale and bring the elbows back and draw the shoulder blades together and stretch through the chest. This is a tight place for many of us because of all the forward bending that we do. Exhale, elbows come forward. They may or may not touch. Inhale, open the chest. Bring the shoulder blades down and back and towards one another. Exhale and let the elbows float forward. And again, really feel that stretch in the chest. And forward. And twice more. And then lower the arms down. So the next one is a rotation for the rotator cuff. And so a couple of options here that I want to give you. So if you have rotator cuff injuries, you can simply do the movement with the elbow straight. So we'll inhale, turn the palm up, exhale, turn the palm back. So make sure that you're moving the whole arm, not just the forearm. And also make sure the shoulders are down and back and in good position. Otherwise, you can take the elbows up to shoulder height. So you want to just keep them bent at about shoulder height. And again, make sure the shoulders are packed down, back, and in. Palms are forward. Take a deep breath in. And as we exhale, we're going to turn the palms down toward the floor. So if you have a straight arm on this one, your palms are coming down at the same time as what you see in the video. And inhale, the palms are coming up. Exhale and lower, internal rotation. Many of us have limited range of motion in this direction. Inhale and bring the arms up to external rotation. And again. And rise up. Lower. And lift. Last one. And then just lower the arms down, roll the shoulders a little bit. And take a moment, feel the effects of the practice on your fingers, wrists, elbows, and shoulders. And then we'll finish with the neck. So again, the cervical spine has the same six movements: forward, back, look right, look left, bend right, bend left. So we'll go through first the forward and back movement. Now, in this one, I want you to be very mindful not to throw the head way back or just drop it back. We want to think lifting through the chin. And then when you bring the chin down, you want to think about bringing the chin toward this U shape at the inside edges of your collarbone, so that the head is not coming down in a forward position. The head is right up above the body here, so we want to draw it back. Take a breath and lift the chin slightly. Exhale and roll down toward the chest. Inhaling up. Exhaling lower. And rise. And fall. 2 more times. And then slowly roll back up, and then we'll move to the side-to-side movement. So deep breath in. Exhale, let your right ear fall towards your right shoulder. Just a gentle stretch. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, left ear drops. And inhale to the midline. Exhale into the stretch. And back up. And other side. And nice deep breath. Exhale, release. And back to center. And left. 2 more. Your pace. Breathe into the stretches. And come back to center. Deep breath in. Exhale, looking over your right shoulder. Inhale back to center. Exhale, looking left. Inhaling to the midline. Exhale to the right. And back. And exhale left. So in these movements, you just want to make them slow and gentle. Try not to force. Notice if maybe you're going farther in one direction than the other, as I do have limitation on my left side. Inhale back, exhale right, and back to center, and left, and last one. And then let's finish our practice by closing our eyes, and we'll draw with our nose the infinity symbol, which looks like a number 8 lying on its side. So you're going to just slowly, imagine you have a paintbrush on the tip of your nose. You're going to slowly drop and draw that down across the right side of your chest, and then back up, and then down through center and across the left side of your chest and up. Just do that pattern a few more times, gently stretching the neck, feeling the different muscles as you move through. And noticing where you might have some limitations. And you can make it as big or as small as you like. And you can even just visualize any of these movements that we've done if you have limitations or challenges, injuries. And then come back to center, just take a moment now. The eyes closed, scan the body. Feel the effects of the practice, our fingers, wrists, elbows, shoulders, neck. And then notice the rest of the body. Toes, ankles, knees, hips, spine. And feeling sensations that warmth brings into the body. And as we close our practice today, I invite you to bring in a thought of something that brings you joy or someone. And just allow that feeling, and maybe it's a pet, maybe it's a beautiful flower, whatever it is for you, just focus on that feeling of joy and let it permeate throughout your entire body. And as we practice, we deepen the connection with the wellspring of inner peace that dwells within us, and we wish that for others. So we close with this blessing. May all beings be filled with peace, joy, love, and light. Thank you for practicing with me. Namaste.